I'm literally going to show you the secret sauce that has helped me generate millions of dollars in multiple industries and that you can apply into any business that you are starting.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
How do I start a business? What skills should I learn? How do I become a more valuable asset? And the list goes on and on. These are the same general questions that I get asked almost every single day. And I'm sure many of you watching have the exact same question. Whenever you're starting a business, regardless of what it is, there are always a ton of moving parts that go into it. Things like creating a logo, building a brand, building a website, running social media pages, writing copy, and the list goes on. These are things you have to do no matter what type of business you're building, whether it be an e-commerce store, an NFT project, an agency, a software company, etc. I know it can be a lot and it can probably be a little overwhelming. You're probably sitting there thinking, I only have like 1 or 2 of these skills. There's no way I could start a business. And I think that's where most people go wrong, is they sell themselves short of what they're truly capable of, or they overanalyze and they really spend too much time focusing on the wrong things. There's always one thing you should remember, and that is there is a difference between being busy and making progress. It's not just about working hard, it's about working on the right things that give you the most leverage to create the best ultimate result. Most people just don't realize they have access to unlimited information at the touch of their fingers. And all it takes is a simple Google search to literally learn whatever you want. Over the last 5 years, I was able to learn marketing, web development, software development, videography, copywriting, and design all online. Then leverage and apply these skills to create multiple 7- and 8-figure businesses and become a millionaire by the age of 25. And there's no reason you can't do this too. Which is why I'm going to show you guys all the free tools and resources that I have used to be able to create these results and fast track any sort of business that you guys are starting today. Now, whenever you start a business, the first thing you ask yourself is, where do I start? And the first thing is you have to come up with a name for your business. Now, coming up with a name on the top of your head could take a significant amount of time to find the right one. So instead of overthinking things and sitting there for hours wasting time, you should use Namelix. Namelix allows you to generate hundreds of different names for your business or your brand with a click of a button. You can enter a ton of different keywords that are related to your business, then use these filters to create brandable names, compound word names, as well as misspelled names, and generate a ton of different name ideas for your business, literally in a matter of seconds. Next, we're gonna cover design because everybody needs a brand and a logo for their business. Now, this one I'm about to tell you is probably one of my favorites, and it's called Canva. Canva is probably one of the best resources out there because it allows you to create so many different things just based off of preset, pre-designed templates that Canva gives you that are of extremely high quality, that look very professional, and you can create logos, you can create thumbnails, you can create social media posts for different platforms, and everything's already pre-formatted, pre-sized, and templated out for you. So all you have to do is go in there, pick the best one that's related to your business, change the colors, obviously create a nice brand scheme for your business, create a logo, and you can do all of that within Canva without having to learn Photoshop skills, Illustrator skills, and so on. Now that you have a name and logo for your business, the next thing you're going to need is a website, which is why the third thing we're going to cover is Webflow. Now, Webflow is a simple drag and drop website builder that gives you the ability to customize a lot of things and create really, really high quality websites, as well as they give you a ton of different templates that you can choose from. And you can actually even go in and see, work and designs and websites created by other people who are really good at Webflow that give you the ability to actually clone these sites and use them as kind of templates, as well as resources, as well as inspiration for your own business website design. Now, there are a lot of different things that you can do on Webflow, which is great. And the best part is you don't even have to know how to code, be a front-end developer, or have a technical background to really be able to learn this. And Webflow even offers on their site a ton of free training content to really help you master Webflow and create the best looking website for your business. Their training covers everything from design to layout to even integrating third parties into your website to create a better overall experience. Now, on the flip side, if you are building an e-commerce store, I recommend using Shopify. Now, Shopify is just another drag and drop website builder, but it is specifically designed for those trying to build an e-commerce store and sell products online. Now, I'm not saying you can't use Webflow to build an e-commerce store, because you most definitely can, But Shopify definitely is an easier solution if you are building your first ever e-commerce website. I highly recommend using Shopify because it'll save you a ton of time. So far, I've shown you the fast track on how to create a business name, as well as a logo and a brand, and build a website. The next thing we're going to be talking about is copywriting, which is arguably one of the most important aspects of any business, because copywriting is literally you just communicating, persuading, and selling your target audience. Now, copywriting is also overlooked by a lot of new up and coming entrepreneurs. It's one of those small skills that you might not think has a big impact, but can literally change and dictate the success of almost any business. Now, two tools you can use to kind of speed up the copywriting process is Quillbot and Copy AI. These are two great softwares that really help you come up with copy and will automatically generate a lot of copy for you. This is a fast and efficient way for you to write copy for your business, because copy isn't one of those things that you're just going to write your first time and it's going to be, extremely successful. Over the course of time, you're going to continue to have to test new copy, really test what works, what doesn't work, what works better, because the slightest change in copy and headlines could take your conversion rate from 2 or 3% up to 5%. And it's all about the little things. Big successes are all built on small wins. So if you take that into consideration, even as you're writing your copy, it will do you a huge benefit. The fifth thing we're going to cover is Figma, which is ultimately a design and sketch tool that you can use to wireframe websites, wireframe software companies, and really just ideate and figure out good ways on how you want to display the front end of whatever you are showing your customer or whatever they're interacting with. Usually when I'm building a website or a software, I will always use Figma to wireframe out every single page that I'll be developing. Even if I'm not the one developing it and I hired a developer to handle it, it really does help the developer get a good visualization on what you're trying to achieve, obviously the interface that you're trying to build, and wireframes really just help developers visualize things. And it's a lot easier to show someone a wireframe and have them walk through all the different pages and be able to see it visually than it is to explain this tedious task over the phone or on a Zoom. And then you spend a lot more time, money, energy, going back and redesigning things instead of just setting up a seamless process that they can follow, and they can simply just look at your wireframe, look at all the pages, and really just mimic, copy them, add your colors, add your brand. And Figma offers just a really simple solution in getting that done. Whenever you start a business, it's really important that you hire really good people, because your business is only as strong as your weakest link. And you've probably heard that before, and you might be thinking, I don't have the network, I don't know people in this space, I don't know any developers. And that's when Upwork comes into play. And Upwork is an easy job hiring solution, which allows you to interview a ton of different candidates at volume right over the phone. And you can do it in a very short period of time to then really filter through and find the best person for hire for whatever task you're trying to achieve. Now, it's important in the application process when you post your job listing, whoever you're hiring has read and understands your scope of work from top to bottom. A lot of times people will just auto upload a resume, and those necessarily aren't the people that I want. So a little hack that you can do is, as you're building out, really the job application and the job listing that you're going to post on Upwork to hire, in somewhere in the middle or close to the end of that proposal, go ahead and add something like, say, I am the best at the top of your proposal when you submit. That way, right when you're scrolling through, all the different proposals that you got, you can look at that first line. And if you don't see I am the best, in quotes right at the top or in all caps, then that person didn't really thoroughly read your proposal. And you can, save time and not even offering an interview with them, because obviously they didn't go through the process that you were looking for, and they're probably not very attention to detail oriented. So it's a little good hack that you guys can use when hiring. But typically when I hire anybody for any sort of task, I will interview at least over a dozen people within a day or two, then start to filter them down through multiple calls, and then dial in on that one specific person I want to hire within like 3 or 4 days. So Upwork really allows you to kind of speed up that hiring process for a specific task. And over the course of time and throughout your entrepreneurship journey, you'll start to work with people obviously that you never work with again. And then you will also find people that You want to maintain that relationship and that connection for life because they are really, really good at what they do. Now that we have your team in place, the next step is implementing structure so your team works efficiently together and everything is managed properly. For team management, I recommend using either Slack, Trello, or Monday. Monday is what we use internally, but it is crucial that you guys use at least one of these solutions to manage your entire team and your business, because ultimately, if your team isn't working well together, then you're not going to produce very good results. Monday is great when it comes to keeping track of all the different action items and tasks that your team has to complete. And it's just an easy way of doing things, right? I can literally go in there, see all the tasks, see what's associated to me, what tasks haven't been assigned, which ones I want to pick up, and it just makes the operation just way more smooth. So I highly recommend using at least one of these tools when it comes to managing your team and operations for your business. Now, the last two resources that I'm going to mention aren't free, but it is money well spent, and it will really, really help you at least on the content creation side. And if you guessed Final Cut Pro, you guessed right. We live in an era where everything is based around content and what you see on social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. So if you think you can start a business without producing high quality content, then you are sadly mistaken. By understanding the basics of video editing and content creation, it will open up so many doors and so many new opportunities for your business. And it's just a good skill to learn. Now, it'll take time, but there are so many resources online. You could literally go on YouTube and find millions of different Final Cut Pro tutorials. So I highly recommend taking your time into learning just the basics of video editing. By doing this, you could start a YouTube channel, you could become a freelancer, you could edit content for different businesses and start an agency. There are so many different alternatives, as well as just create content, create really high quality content for your business to help it grow, as well as ad creatives. And there's an unlimited amount of things that you can do if you develop this one skill. So I highly recommend, even if you're not the best at it and you don't have that creative mind, you can always hire for it later, but it is important to learn just the fundamentals and the basic skills. It will never hurt you to do that. Lastly is Envato Elements. And again, this isn't a free resource, but it is fairly cheap and you can simply just get on their monthly subscription. But Envato will give you access to a library of content, stock footage, stock photos, as well as, video editing templates for Final Cut Pro, graphic design templates, website templates, email templates. There are so many different things, but it will help you save a ton of time, money, energy when it comes to creating really high quality content. And there's a lot of things that are just simply plug and play. A lot of these templates are already created by professional designers, which they're just giving you access to kind of plug and play your brand, your colors, your logo into it. To create really high quality content. So it is not a required thing that you have to have, but myself as well as my team find it extremely useful. So I decided to throw it in here. Now, these are the 9 core fundamental tools and resources that you can use to kind of hack your growth when it comes to whatever business venture you might be tackling. I've listed all of these resources in the description below, so definitely take a look and check out all these resources if you find one that is applicable to your brand right now. Over the last 5 years, I've implemented all of these resources to create multiple 7-figure, 8-figure businesses and become a millionaire by the age of 25. So you can easily do this too. And even if you don't know what business to start, that is fine. Just go ahead, start diving into these resources and actually developing hard skills, because that will increase the value that you can provide, which in the end will make you more money. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.